Art, looked like a big crowd out there today. What was it like? You know.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, there was a bunch of fans out there, which was awesome. You could feel their energy, and it certainly helps, when you're going 4 days in a row, start camp, guys pushing through, and it was a good day.
You said yesterday you had a decision on Eddie.
Yeah, so obviously signing my man Big Jelly Bean. We'll make the official, the actual what it is. That's why I'm being vague right now. There'll be an either or, but there'll be an official transaction made by 4 o'clock.
So it would be either release or
There'll be a transaction made, and that's how we're able to sign Justin Ellis, and then obviously we added Toure too and made a move with Dorian. So, but it will officially go through this afternoon. Again, I'll let the league guys handle it, and then I'm sure David and them will put out exactly what it is. But yeah, Eddie will not be out there with us.
As far as Dorian, is that a release or did he get hurt?
Who?
Dorian, did he
It was a release.
release? Okay. And as far as Hennessy with the MRI?
Yeah, good news with Henny. You never know with those things. So, and I say good news, obviously it was something that kept him out. But as we reevaluate tomorrow, I think he'll be back sooner than later. But anytime you go in MRI, you just never know, right? So good news on that front.
How do you see the way just the offense has progressed over the course of the week so far?
I mean, it's like the whole team. I mean, you're taking everything. There's so many things we're working on, and how you logistically set up practice as you ramp up. When you go from 90 to 105, get out there for 2 hours a day. Those are ramp up rules, and everybody handles them different. Some teams want to go 3 and then off. We go 4, but there's the way you design the practice as you ramp up. What part of the field do you want to work on? You come out day 1, run 70 plays and run 70 goes, and take some of your really deep play pass shots. In my experience, it can have some adverse effects. So, we try to be as smart as we can, and we feel good about our plan. And so you're not seeing a lot of early in the week 1, a lot of our schematic stuff down there. And today you just kind of push a little bit more, and then we got to kind of throttle back down to put the pads on, and then you build back. So I feel like by the middle of next week, you're kind of really rolling, doing everything you want to do. But overall, I thought it was a really good week, all 3 phases. I joke every time this year there's 32 teams that are super optimistic, but it was a good week, productive.
You talked about the secondary yesterday. What about the linebacker group that
Yeah.
they're putting in?
Yeah, it's a versatile group. Some of the 5 down stuff, guys that go down there, guys that can play stack. You see the versatility with like Mike Walker, some of these guys that are cross training, and certainly I think Caden Ellis is doing a really good job. He's a smart football player. Like where Troy's at, it certainly helps. The snaps he played, and the impact he made. Where those guys, how far along they are. I mean, there's nothing that's going to replicate reps. Like, I even look at Drew Dahlman so far. It's just, again, he got a season under his belt. It just feels different, and that's what it is. I mean, that's a hard position to play. It's center and what we ask him to do. So that's encouraging as well.
We had a chance to talk with Matt Collins yesterday.
Yeah.
Interesting guy, just from out of the gate. But he said he comes with the mindset that he's competing for that number 1 spot with Drake, just because that's his mindset coming in. How can he make the room better?
I know, and I'm not trying to be sarcastic, and I don't know what the 1 spot means. Like, I look at that WR1 and RB1 and whatever. I mean, great. I mean, it's great, for fantasy football, whatever it is. We got a lot of guys that can make plays on this offense. I think you saw it today, having CP back, all the different things he can do as we continue to ramp Kyle back up. I mean, we got a lot of guys that can make plays, and how we want to operate, and what we think the best game plan is to deploy those guys in different packages, and they can line up all over the place. I think that's what makes us unique. So I don't know the rankings. That's great for sports talk. That's great for whatever social media, whatever they're calling it now, B or C or Twitter, what it used to be. I don't know what Elon's got going on, and whatever offshoot that may or may not work. Really all I want to see is the cage match between Elon and Zuckerberg.
But what can you bring?
But, not to get off topic, but so Mac's going to be a productive player for us.
Yeah.
That's what I'm fired up about, and I think Kadero Hodge is. I think he continues to show up. You guys see him out there. Some of those are pretty obvious, right? He continues to make plays. So is Michael Pruitt, Jonnu, Kyle. I mean, these are good problems to have where we're at depth-wise as a skill group.
Were you aware of all of Mac's eccentricities?
I was. He's a UNC guy.
Oh, that's right.
So you got a little bit of crossover history, just people naturally around the program. Mac's made a big impact wherever he's been. You know, obviously on his career in Philly, he's on that team. We practiced against a couple years ago down in Miami. I mean, he's one of the few guys, the receivers that were down a bunch. He was one of the few guys that took almost every damn rep, productive last year in Vegas. So, you know a lot about Mac. We got a lot of mutual friends. He's had a really positive impact for really the whole offense. He's just a fun guy to be around. I don't know. I haven't really seen him eat with his hands or if he eats with his toes. I don't know. I let our guys be themselves, And they work hard, good teammates. Got no issue with it.
Coach, it seems as though Clark Phillips has been pretty competitive during this opening block of
Yeah.
passes. What's been your evaluation of him so far?
Yeah, I mean, we there's a reason we wanted Clark here with all rookies. I mean, certainly he's made some obvious splash plays that are everybody's seen, and there's some other things that he needs to clean up like any rookie. I want our guys to be passionate, celebrate a teammate, but he was supposed to still be in there. So as he took his victory lap and waving to the crowd and doing his pageant wave, like we need to go. Come on, great play. Like he jumped it. Instinct is what we saw at Utah. So I think he's got a great instinct with the ball. But let's get back. Like celebrate your teammates and let's get back. And we got something else to work on. That's what I love about this team. I mean, you've got to have the right mindset. Like he's been pretty good in one-on-ones. Today he got beat. That's what happens in the NFL when it's good on good. But he came back out there and made plays. But he's fun to coach. I'm glad he's here.
Looks like in the last team period, did you throw water on?
No, we were playing those guys kind of started at the end of last year. It's kind of Sean Flaherty is our resident, he's a Jersey guy, Jersey Shore guy. So that's kind of Flaherty's mix, whether you want to call it the Mykonos or South Beach, Jersey Shore, Vegas mix. Frankie and CP, those guys love it. And Frankie asked me if he could spray the fake champagne if we made a play. Ironically, Frankie made it, so I didn't have the confetti and all the sparklers, so I just simulated with a water bottle.
Kind of a weird question when it comes to Mac. He talks about how he doesn't like wearing shoes at all, and this is the only pair of shoes. Like, as a coach, are you concerned with him walking around with bare feet outside of the facility, or does it
I
matter?
mean, you can find literature on anything you want, right? And then it's supposed to be strengthen your feet. You can find, I don't, seems to be working for him.
Did you watch the documentary the team put out last night about Troy?
No, I mean, I'll watch at some point. I heard it was really good, and I look forward to watching it, but I've not.
So if it's going into year 2 for him, do you expect to kind of see even more growth just because last year seemed to be just a big culture shock, quote unquote culture shock for him coming?
You putting him in a box from Dillon, Montana?
Well, just, coming, from there.
So you're stereotyping.
It's a growing year personally for him, I'm sure.
It's for everybody.
Yeah.
It was for D'Angelo, who grew up down the road. Rookie years are tough in the NFL. In all seriousness, yeah, I mean, Troy, interesting story. I've got some family out in Montana. That's what happens when you're 1 of 10, and your mom grew up in a big Catholic family, and I got a bunch of relatives. I have relatives out in Montana, and we drafted them. The whole state's behind them. I've been around the 2 biggest celebrities in Montana, Mark Mariani and now Troy Anderson. There's a lot of adjustments to them. Certainly, you been to that part of the country?
Yeah.
It's beautiful out there. So that's what's cool about this sport, right? I mean, you got guys from all over. It makes our locker room unique. And, Troy's another guy. He's fun. I look forward to watching that at some point.
Artie, you mentioned a few minutes back about Kyle. It looked like he had a few good catches today and moved around more than maybe we've seen. Where do you see his progression as he works his way back?
Yeah, very pleased. Every day he's doing more. And, he could probably do more. Again, if we had to play in 2 weeks, maybe we'd have a little bit different. Told him it was good to actually get, he got on the ground today, so, they actually have to wash his jersey. It's good. That's part of the return to play, Just get back out there, getting the sea legs back.
You look like Des had a pretty sharp day today. Did you?
Yeah, I think he's done a lot of good things. Like I said, it just depends what you're emphasizing, and you got to. That's what practice is for. There's certain things. Make sure we're on the right page. Sometimes it's guys get back into the rhythm. Feeling guys out because everybody's unique and how you want to. Some guys, they're just different to throw the ball to, clearly, and how much you got to lead them or you need to put it on them. That's what you do this for. So every day out there is just the rep counts, and obviously today we actually truly called some deeper shots, and just as we ramped up. So been very pleased with Dez. I love his mindset and where he's at.
In terms of his accuracy, do you think he's made progress, or did you think he even needed to make progress?
I mean, it's such a subjective question.
Right.
It's like beauty in the eye of the beholder, you know? Some people, they love guys with mustache, some people hate them. So I don't, like, unless you're throwing 100%, I would think everybody needs to improve accuracy, right? I mean, do you
But
want
you're
to,
comfortable with where his is at?
look, unless you've won a Super Bowl and you're the MVP, there's always room to grow. And I would argue if a guy that I was coaching guys MVP, we would challenge him to improve too. So again, it's a subjective question. Like, I know where you're leading that in your pre-draft analysis, and not you, but I'm just saying, like, he's got to have something, right, to talk about. But can win a lot of games. He certainly looked pretty accurate the last couple weeks of the season. Hit the ball down the field, pretty damn good. To Prue, to Frank, to Drake a few times. I don't. Again, if I have a guy at 100% accuracy that's actually throwing the ball more than 5 yards down the field, then it'll be the first time in NFL history.
Hey, Coach, this might be a little off topic, but you mentioned cage match before. You gonna watch Spence Crawford tonight?
What's that?
Spence Crawford. You gonna watch that? Or are they gonna watch it?
I got no. You doing a recap of it?
I'm on the radio all the time. Yeah.
Well, you may have to give me the cliff notes tomorrow. I
I
gotta, you get caught up at this time of year. You
No,
know,
I
so
know.
much-
I know. I just didn't know. If that
Sure,
was
if you
something-
catch it, if it was like in the background of your office, I don't know. I just,
Okay, I just didn't know if you thought it was start camp. If
Yeah.
Putting something together since a lot of these guys are living.
no, not tonight, no.
Arthur, Matt Hennessy obviously not out there today. I know you said he was going to get.
Here comes the Syracuse question.
Well, you know,
It was coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
All right.
Warm up.
I like the lead into it.
Yeah.
But I've been Burge, he did a nice job the last 2 days. Very pleased. You feel his strength out there. Josh, I'm not being sarcastic, but just like, right, there's something, right? Unless you're the number one pick and everybody throws a parade, and you know, this time of year, every play is the greatest play since Johnny Unitas or whatever it is, Walter Payton. Burge, right, will need to work his hands. Hands look pretty good so far, but we won't know until we get down and actually get in the games. But you can feel him out there. He moves well. Looks pretty natural so far. So that part, in all sincerity, is really encouraging.
Any updates on Matt Hennessy so far?
Yeah. Did you not ask me the injury question? Did Rossing got you on the injury? Who asked?
I missed the Dorian thing too.
Oh, no, it was Rossing. God, man, you are. See, like your ramp up, you're a little off with delay. That's what happens when you miss a couple of days of camp. So with Henny, we got good news on the MRI, all things considering. You know, tomorrow we'll kind of see what he can do, hopefully something next week. And that part was encouraging, just something he's been dealing with in the past. And, again, unless something unforeseen happens, I expect him back pretty soon.
What sort of things do you think a veteran like Scotty Miller brings to the offense?
Yeah, I mean, Scotty's got some experience and made some big plays, been in big games, you know, faced his share of adversity as a player. Like the speed element, like that speed he's got is real. I thought today it was cool seeing him actually get a back shoulder. So it's the first time he actually caught a back shoulder because everybody just normally he's just going, you know, trying to throw some kind of 3-level or outside. And so I think he's got more of a feel underneath, and it'll all play out. But then, like Scotty, what he's done, and that speed's real. You can feel his speed. You can certainly feel Zay Malone's speed too.
Yeah, I kind of click in when the pads come up.
I know, and you're going to get upset because it's 90 minutes, and we're not going to start out with Oklahoma drill, and you know it's not going to be like the program to start it. You know, we can't do that, D-Led. And you're going to be disappointed on Monday. You're going to be taking shots at Bassity or whatever, but it'll happen. I promise.
Any plans for the off day tomorrow, Coach?
Yeah, we got to work, and that's not me being like cool guy coach, like sleeping 1 hour a night. You know, like the old fluff pieces where. Schultz or D-Led meets me at 1:15 after I told him I went to bed at 1 a.m. And I got up at 1:15 a.m. and worked 23 and a half hours. But no, there's stuff we got to do tomorrow. Hopefully I see my family a little bit. Thank you.